Let's begin. Now, when it comes to the quest of wealth, the quest of wealth starts with it is based on a key premise, and that premise has to start with knowledge. It has to start with knowledge, your quest for wealth. But before we even get there, there's something key that we said last week, which was the world does not reward you based on your efforts, right? We said the world rewards you based on your knowledge. And what we said there was the fact that if the world were to reward everybody based on their efforts, everybody would be wealthy. Every single person will be wealthy. Most especially the people that are carrying block on the streets, they'll be like the ones on the site, they'll be super. Why? Because they're putting in the most efforts. We have come to realize that it is not by your efforts, it is by your knowledge. But then there's a comma to it. Why? Because we have also come to realize that there are quite a number of knowledgeable people that are not getting it. So, where is the discord? The discord is the fact that why they are not getting it is because they are knowledgeable in option 1, but they are ignorant in option 2. Now, ignorance is not an insult, it's just a deficiency in knowledge of a thing. So a doctor can be asked, what are the procedures to help a woman go through her birth process? And the doctor will go yada, 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 giving different dimensions to it because he has that knowledge. And the same doctor, you ask, okay, doc, can you guide me through on how exactly to set up an investment portfolio and integrate it to suit a retirement plan for somebody that has a 35-year plan in view? And the man is like, I don't know what you're talking about. So he's knowledgeable by virtue of his field, medicine, and he is ignorant, right? Not an insult, but just to state that he lacks that knowledge when it comes to investment and financial related matter. So to actually break even, what I'm bringing to your consciousness on the quest of wealth is that it is not by your efforts, ladies and gentlemen. It is not by your knowledge, because we have come to realize that a lot of persons are limited on knowledge, but it's simply by your definitions. It is by your definitions. And definitions is just simply put how we like refer to a thing. That's all. Now, there are 2 levels of definitions. All right. Just call it 2 L's. 2 levels of definitions. And we said last week that there is a statutory level and the functional level of definitions. And we said that the statutory definition is a definition of a thing for what it is, not what you think it is, but what it is. And the functional definition is a definition by virtue of the application of that thing. If we're on the same page, just give me a yes. The application of that thing. And why is this so important? Because if I were to bring up this, okay, so I have a code here, yeah. So this is you ask what is this issue? It's an Android code, right? Hallelujah, you're very correct. Android code. Now, this same code, that is a statutory level, right? If we take this to Ghana, they will not say it is bisexual, they will not say it is a man, is a woman, it is Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, is with APC, PDP. No, it's just a code. That's what they'll say. A code used to charge your phone or power any electronic device that has this outlet, this input, and this output. That is the statute. The statute definition is definition that is well known, that anybody can refer to it. Now, imagine a scenario. It's important you get this. That somebody breaks into your house at 1 a.m. and based on your expertise in martial art and self-defense, you pick up this cord and you use this cord to defend yourself and your family. And you use this cord to arrest that individual. And you end up strangling the individual till the person chokes up and passes out. While all of that is happening, For the first time, your beloved daughter steps out and sees daddy doing all of that with a cord. By virtue of the application of the cord, do you think she would believe that this cord is used to charge a phone or it is used as a means of self-defense? Ladies and gentlemen, obviously as a means of self-defense. So if she goes outside, they say, okay, what is this? They ask her in school, what is this? She says, it's a weapon. It's used for self-defense. To you, you will say she is wrong, but to her, she is right. Why am I saying this? You can meet a good content in the wrong context. If what I just said is clear, give me yes. You can meet a good content, but in the wrong context. So that now clouds your perception. It now clouds your judgment. And why is this so important? Because this is the foundation upon which every single thing is now built. So my question to you is this. The topic wealth, how was that topic exposed to you? Was this somebody that did not understand what wealth is and told you that if you are wealthy, it's only wicked and evil people that are supposed to be wealthy? That wealthy people always go to hell, so you shy away from wealth. That you have to steal to be wealthy. That you have to kill to be wealthy. That now alters your entire thought process. What is your thought process about business? No, business is risky. The last person that tried it lost all his money, so don't try it. Why? Because somebody is using their application to give you a conclusion, and that is how you were exposed to business. What do you know, or is your definition of investments? Don't try it. Somebody tried it in 1442, lost all her money. But guess what? The same investment we're talking about, somebody built wealth with it. And somebody will tell you the reason I am never ever going to work in my entire life is because I have investments. So how come person A is saying no to investment and person B is saying yes to investments? Definitions. Definitions. All right, definitions. So it's very, very key, very, very key, the definitions upon which you uphold for yourself. Because if you miss it with this foundation, then the quest for wealth is already flawed. I'll say it again. If you miss it in the foundation, getting all of this together, knowing that it's not the efforts, it's not the knowledge per se, it's your definition, and you need to now sit down to audit the kind of definitions that you have, then there's a challenge. But then I'm here to help. So, by virtue of helping, I want you to understand, like I said, the quest for wealth starts with you embracing that the journey of it begins with knowledge. What you just had now is access to knowledge, right? Biblically speaking, spiritually speaking, we call it light. So, levels to light, right? So, let's talk about this thing called knowledge. Let's talk about knowledge. I hope I got that spelling correct. If I did not, just follow me. All right. Just follow me. Like I said, there's no slides, so I'm teaching. And I'm also looking out for my note as well. So, there are three levels when it comes to wealth, right? When it comes to wealth and being rich, there are three levels of knowledge that you need to go for to guide you through. Not just to be able to create wealth, but to create sustainable wealth and generational wealth. Anybody you see you admire that has generational wealth, this person is operating on these three levels. Level one is the revelational level. At the revelational level, your quest, right, for knowledge here anchors on the word of God. The word of God. And you seeking a deeper relationship with him. And he bets vision. He bets vision. So you see somebody say, I just had a dream, I just had a vision, I just had this, God revealed this to me, this and that, by virtue of their intimacy with God, that's level one. But you see, when you have level one alone, you cannot do much with it. There are a lot of visionary people that they're not going anywhere. The visions are there. And we've had situations where, I don't know if it ever happened to anybody, that the same vision you had, because you delayed on it, somebody executed. The same vision you had, though, as you're thinking, should I not, should I not, should I be there now? Somebody else, zoom, proceeds very well ahead, way, and you're like, this person is copying me. Nobody copy you. When it comes to the revelational level, the visions are just there. Now, I'm still going to get down to why the visions are there, right? It's, let me not go ahead of myself, but then it's intimacy. We'll get there. Number two, right? The second level, I hope this will give me space to type plenty, but let's manage. Number two is the theoretical knowledge. See, just pardon all my spelling. I'll keep it short, keep it simple. My head is everywhere at the moment. Theoretical knowledge. Now, the theoretical knowledge is the knowledge that you learn from, that you get from history, studying the past, studying the present, studying trends. What does this bet? It bets strategy. It bets strategy. And what is strategy? Strategy is simply finding the most effective and efficient way to do a thing in a shorter and quicker time. That's just strategy. That's strategy. Having to move from a point of, say, I want to call us for a physical session, and then we're doing a training, and then having to gather everybody physically present, and then we say let's do it virtually, and then we have more efficient results, effective results, shorter time frame. That's the strategy. Having to move a business from offline to online, that's a strategy. Having to move from online to offline, that's a strategy, right? Depending on the result that it brings forth. But at the theoretical level, you study the past. You observe, what did this person do? The Y, the X. Okay, if we do this, it happens. That's the strategy part. And in the world that we live in, after you have conceived that vision, the next thing is strategy. If you carry that vision and there is no strategy, you cannot do much. So the strategy gives room for the execution of that vision. And the strategy has to be very, very clear. It has to be very, very clear. What is the third level of knowledge, ladies and gentlemen? That is the epignosis, experiential, I hope I got that correctly, knowledge, right? Experiential level. Now, at the experiential level, it is based on your experience, just as the name says, right? Based on your experience. And this experience is gotten from mentorship and practice. Mentorship and practice. No matter how you say this thing you are saying, sir, this thing you have been saying and taking us through, I'm getting it. What I need you to understand is that you have not gotten it yet till you practice it. I don't know if somebody's hearing me. Till you get to a point where you yourself can begin to tell somebody that, see, there are levels to knowledge you, there's request of wealth to, there is this, there is that to. Till you get to that level, every other thing you're saying is just at the basic level. The joy of a mentor is the mentor shortens the learning curve. So a journey that took the person 10 years can take you a shorter time frame. But not just that, he grants you the same result that he has, with you having to go through the stress and the pains and his mistakes that he or she made. Joy of mentorship. But the power of mentorship is that a mentor makes himself progressively unavailable, or progressively unnecessary, or unnecessarily progressive, however I want to coin it. But it simply means that as you grow, you no longer need this person because you are now becoming better. It's like a baby trying to walk. A baby gets to a level, I don't need mommy and daddy. Let's destroy this place, right? That is the power of mentorship. But in a situation where, the reverse is the case, and baby wants to destroy everybody, you say, don't destroy, don't destroy, then that one is becoming witchcraft because, baby has to just go wild to explore, right? Just bringing in the context of mentorship. But experiential level of this knowledge is powerful because this is what sustains the wealth. The challenge is a lot of persons truly they have attained wealth, but do you know their issue now? The issue they're having is that they cannot transfer it to their children. Do you know why? while they were going through the journey, they were not documenting the vision. They were not documenting the theoretical knowledge. They were not documenting the strategies. The mentorship they went through, they did not document anything. The practice they went through, they did not document everything. So now there is a discord. How do I get Junior to replicate what I did? How do I get Nkechi to replicate what I did? So there's a conflict. And they're scared. I might give them the business, they will blow everything. So why am I saying it? So that you have that consciousness that everything that is happening to you, it is important that you are taking notes. Very, very important that you're taking notes. But why am I saying all of this? Because when it comes to the quest of wealth, right? Or the quest for wealth, the most important thing to correct is your ideological framework, is your mindset. If you can correct your ideological framework, there's nothing on it that you lay your hand to do that you will not prosper. How Ambassador will say, is not the land that makes the man. It is not the land that makes the man. It is the man that makes the land. So I need you to understand, because it is not your economy that defines you. It is you that defines your economy. It is not your location that defines you. It is you that defines your location. It is not Tinubu that defines you. It is you that defines Tinubu. It is not naira to dollar that defines you. So your ideology is everything, is everything, is everything. And until you get to a point that you accept, remember what I said at the beginning, if you're unable to listen for your mind to begin to form mental pictures, you're limited. You're limited already. And you see, Mr. Manu, how do you mean? How do you mean? How do you mean? How do you mean? Let me see. I'm trying to use a very basic analysis so we can get it. Very basic. Very basic. We discussed the levels of wealth and we discussed communication. If I am able to bring up an idea, for example, and that idea, I bring it into a product or a service, but let's say product. And this product, so by virtue of a vision, right? I get this idea. And I get this idea and I make it a product. And the product is a hair cream, right? I don't know, a hair something, a hair cream, or a hair lotion. A hair lotion. And if you put this hair lotion, it grows your hair. And I'm able to piece together this product. And I sell this product. I want to show where people miss it. But then I'll use different dimensions. I will still come back to it. In selling this hair lotion piece together, to show you the differentiator, if I sell this at 1,000 naira for one piece, right? I hope that's, let me just put one piece. How much would I have made? 1,000 naira. If all I do is sell a piece in a month, I made 1,000 naira, we call that bad business. In a situation where this same 1,000 naira for a piece, I get to sell, put an X, times 1,000 pieces in a month. I get to walk away with 1 million naira. And what do we call that? Good business. What do we call that? Good business. And I can still be in Nigeria doing the same thing. So what changed in this situation? The number of pieces I'm able to sell. But understanding first the idea, the vision, my strategy. I'm not talking about location here. I'm just breaking every single thing down so that you understand. It's not a thing of the kind of business I'm doing or where I find myself. Remember, we're talking about the quest for wealth here. But so far, so good. If you're on the same page, give me a yes, give me a yes, give me a yes. I wanted to go faster than this, but I'm going to rewind back. All right, I'm going to rewind back. But the premises here is that your ideology is everything. Your ideology is everything. So if you understand that your ideology is everything, what I need you to always decide to guide your ideology is principles, 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 laws, laws, principles, laws, all right? Laws, sometimes they call them mysteries. I hope I got this spelling correctly. Mysteries of the kingdom of God, right? Mostly they are mysteries, they are mysteries. But these things should guide the formulation of your wealth creation. Principles, laws, mysteries, they don't change and they will never change. They don't change, they will never change. So it is stronger to build a business based on the premises of principles, laws, and mysteries, based on the premises that I know that because there is a law of value, that if I give out value in exchange, I would be compensated, then whatever I will build will be of value. That there's a law of exchange, that if value goes out, it comes back to me. That there's a law of productivity, that the diligent hand will be made fact. It's not me that said it, it's a principle, it's a law. And we have seen people by virtue of theoretical knowledge that have done these things and have built a strategy on it. And I know if I do it, I'll see result. That is how it is supposed to be built. And I want you to write this down. Value attracts respect. All right. Value attracts respect. Your situation attracts, and that attracts sympathy. So your situation can attract sympathy, but value is also attract respect. So you can see a lot of people say, "Yeah, country is hard, please help me, help me, help me." They are begging, they're begging, they're begging, they're begging, they're begging, 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 begging. But if you're at the point of sympathy, you can never be compensated the accurate reward when it comes to wealth creation. What am I saying? When it concerns wealth creation, refuse to be a beggar. Who is a beggar? A beggar is somebody that wants value without bringing value to the table. That is the beggar. And a beggar will always get the list of whatever is available. Value for no value. Value for no value. That's a beggar. And I'm not talking about, see, if I say beggar, the first people that comes to our mind is people that are on the streets. Those ones are level one. There are some beggars in suits. And there are some beggars putting on gowns, makeup, looking dashing, beautiful. Very, very beautiful. They want value for no value. And the list of whatever is available is always given to them. Why am I saying this? When it comes to wealth creation, refuse to be a beggar. Rich people, let me just put that like that. Okay, let me bring out all level. Rich people, middle class, then poor class, poor people, poor people. All right. So poor people beg. They beg, beg, I beg, I beg. And I want you to understand that poor is not by virtue of your resources. No, because someone does not have anything in his account does not mean, listen, does not mean he is poor. Check your dictionary. When we talk about being poor, we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, unproductivity. It's not about the person's inability to afford being poor. That's why, see, you say Africa is a poor continent. But guess what? Which continent has the most human and natural resources? Please, somebody talk to me in the comment section. Talk to me in the comment section. Which continent amongst all the continents has the most human and natural resources? Which continent? Okay, all right. Africa, yeah. So they are saying we are poor because we are unproductive. That's all. Nigeria is called poverty capital, not because we don't have the resources or the human capital, because we are unproductive. So when you're unproductive, you begin to beg. And when you beg, you get a list of what is available. That's you having to beg. That's you having to beg. Hmm. I hope we're getting this. That's why I'm stressing the fact that, please, refuse to be a beggar. Being a beggar means you have placed yourself at a level, and there's a challenge when you're at this level. Proverbs 24:32 says, much food is in the ground, is on the ground of the poor, but for lack of wisdom, the land lays waste. That poor people already, there is food for them, but for lack of wisdom, lack of mentorship, lack of instructions, the land lays waste. So there are good reasons to be poor, but there's no valid one at all. There are good reasons to be poor. Oh, because I'm from Nigeria. Oh, because my father did this to me. Oh, because my mother did this to me. Because of this, because of that. Da 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 da. But there are no valid reasons for you to be poor. Am I communicating? There's none. There's none. There's none. Not at all. There's none. So poor people beg. Rich people negotiate. They negotiate. Why are they negotiating? Because they have value and they are exchanging value for value. So when you're exchanging value for value, you negotiate. Just negotiate. So what is the worth of this car? 2 billion. Okay, this is what I have. Pam pam pam. Transaction successful. Rich people. No stress. Middle class, they bargain. They bargain. Now, why are they bargaining? They are trying to bring the value to meet them wherever they are. They want to drop down value. They are not poor. No, they are not begging. They are just saying, this gown that you're seeing is 1 million. And you're telling me it's 1 million because the shoe is there, the purse is there, and the wig is there. If you remove the shoe, how much will it be? If you remove the purse, how much will it be? If you remove the bag and other things, how much will it be? So they are bargaining so that this gown will now appear miraculously from 1 million to 49,990. And they'll be very excited. Are we on the same page? On the same page? Give me a yes. So my question to you is this. Are you in level 1? Are you in level 2? Are you in level 3? I just have to state that out. All right, you don't need to answer. But then that's just you see this for this very reason that rich people focus on knowledge, poor people they focus on cash. And the last time I checked, people that pursue money, they end up not having it. They pursue. They end up not having it. They end up not having it. So what is the charge? Go for knowledge. Please, somebody type in the conversation. Go for knowledge. 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 All right, go for knowledge because anywhere your mind is, the world will meet you there. I'll say it again. Anywhere your mind is, anywhere, anywhere your mind is, the world will meet you there. So if you build your mind, develop it, the world will come to Lagos to find you. All men will seek for you. All men. All men. As far as you work on your mind. That's why I had to ask that question. I said, how many books have we read? And the numbers were shocking. Numbers were quite shocking. And let's look at this together. Let's look at this carefully together. I got some books. I can't find them again, but I got some books. And each book, I might be wrong, but each book, the pages should be at about, let's say 250, if I'm not mistaken, 250 to 300, right, per book. So I got 3 books. 3 books. $1 Million Offer, Expert Secrets, and one other book like that. So 3 books. And I'm supposed to finish this book, or I'm going to finish this book before the end of the month. So let's bring out our calculator and let's say these 3 books becomes 900 pages, right? 900 pages. 900 pages divide by, I'm just showing you why this is very important. Divide by 30 days. I need to read 30 pages in a day. It might take me an hour to do that. It might take me 30 minutes to do that. I'm targeting 3 books. But what if it's just 1 book? That means if it's just a book, I'm just doing 10 pages in a day. Who can do 10 pages in a day? Anybody can do 10 pages in a day. It's crazy because for the fact that anybody can do 10 pages a day and it's easy to do, what is easy to do is also easy not to do. And perhaps you say, this is so hard, Mr. Emmanuel. Oh, there's no problem. So can we go to the Bible and use Proverbs? to do this. Proverbs have 31 chapters, right? Just 31. Is it possible you say day one, you do chapter 1, day 2, chapter 3, chapter 4? Just start from there. Whoever you are, you can read Proverbs. So Proverbs is not the thing of being a Christian or Muslim. Anybody can read Proverbs. And how I said it, this was exactly, I think, 2021. I said my definition of Proverbs is pro, right? The word pro. So I split it and I said Proverbs, just basic concept, me playing with it, right? I say pro, meaning for, right? For, verb. A verb is an action word or you're doing word. So for action. So for somebody that wants to take action with their life, is Proverbs. Like as basic as it is. So don't laugh, but that was how I just coined it. That this proverb, there's something inside that they're not telling us. So someone that wants to be an action person, a doing person, and for doings, you want to have doings. Proverbs is for you. I know it's funny, but you see what is inside Proverbs, eh? As you keep uncovering layers, you go back to it, it blows your mind. We're going to still work out some things by virtue of Proverbs this evening. All right. But why am I saying this? I beg in the name of God. It is important that you read. You see, what I've explained thus far this evening, to some people, it will not make sense. Why? Because there is no existing layer for these things to rest, for it to make sense. And I understand. And it's not by you repeating this information again that the layers will formulate. No, sir, no, man. It is by you acquiring more information, more information, more information, more information. And you come back to things like this. It makes a lot of sense. Where I got like quite a number of what I'm sharing with us today, I was in a session 2019 where it was explained to some extent. It did not make sense to me. But how do we explain that in the year 2025, it is now as if everything is just bah, bah, what's going on here? And it's making a lot of sense. Why? Because knowledge, layers, there have been layers of knowledge over the past years. That as this thing is resting, you're like, wow, 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 wow. Same thing. I was telling, I think, Uzo, when we did the dimensions of work, right? Dimensions of work, that training. I was letting him understand that as at 2021, I did a 6 minutes video of that. And here we are in 2025, we have an hour, 30-minute session of it. You can't compare the 6 minutes me to the 1 hour, 30 minutes. It's impossible. So imagine what will happen in 2030. That time, maybe like it's 5 hours. And somebody will come and say, you're lucky. It's not luck. You decided to go for knowledge. And mind you, we've not started talking about money because the challenge is people think the quest for wealth has to do with money. Wealth has to do with character, who you are. This is wealth. Who you are is the wealth. So it's a quest for who you are. It's not a quest for this thing. No, it is who you are that will gravitate that thing that we all love to us. So who you are by virtue of integrity. You see all those character invention, that the whole entire journey of reinvention, that is a journey taking you to evolving yourself to becoming a better person. And once you become a better person, naturally all these resources that we look for, it gravitates towards us. We've not started. You see, time is rounding up. Father Lord, help us, help us, help us, help us. Okay, so I'll just have to skip some things and then let's move fast. But are we on the same page? Or on the same page? Please type in yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. We are all on the same, we're all in the same earth, but not in the same world. We're all in the same earth, but not in the same world. You can take note of that. We're all in the same earth, though, but not in the same world. Some people's dimensions are different. And remember, I said the basis for all of this is your definitions, your definitions, your definitions, right? So the primary cursor for creating wealth is knowledge. Let nobody lie to you. And that's why even when we talk about investment division, what did we start with? Knowledge. You must get the knowledge. Anything that we're doing here is centers on knowledge. You don't just want to come and say, hey, come and do this thing. No, you must know. You must know. When you know, you now make an informed decision, right? So that you can shoulder the consequences that comes with it. That comes with it. So let's look at the book of Proverbs. We're going to go into Proverbs, and that is how we'll close this session. Proverbs 25, verse 2. And it says here, message translation, you can check it out if you have your Bible there, that God delights in concealing things. Scientists, I don't know why they use scientists here. Scientists delight in discovering things. I don't like this message translation. So let's go to KJV. It is the glory of God. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, right? We can say conceal means to hide a matter. Please follow me. If this is the only thing you get and we close, I'll be super duper grateful. My God. It's not going back. To hide a matter, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. If you're on the same page, give me a yes, please. So this will serve as an anchor, right? So it is the glory of God to hide a thing. But why is God hiding a thing? Why? Why does God hide? Listen to me. You only hide what is valuable. You only hide what's valuable. If you have 10 million naira, you don't just keep it on the dining table. You hide it. If you watch ancient movies, your treasures, there's a safe. You hide it. It is glory of God to hide a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. Now there are levels to search, right? The quest for wealth is you going on a quest to search. You going on a search, good ultimate search. It's a quest. So if only they will allow me create a new page, or maybe minimize this. I think everything you just do here becomes static, but let me clear everything. Clear all my drawings. Or clear. We have the concept in our head. You only hide what is important. But listen to this. Study is a royal behavior. Only kings study. Only kings study. Only kings study. How you know you're a king is that you have a library. Then you have a library, in ancient time, you have acquisition of knowledge, you are exposed. But now the reverse is the case. Ignorant people are now kings. They can't execute. But let's keep that on one side. We see that there are 3 levels of search. 3 levels of search. Let me stretch this so that it will help what I want to type. There are 3 levels of search. Level 1 is to look at. Level 2 is to look into. Level 3 is to look through. So you can call it AIT. Out, into, and through. All right, this is true. 3 levels. This is 3 levels of search. How do you search a thing? Now, quest based on you looking at is based on what your eyes can see. So that's a quest based on things. This becomes a quest based on things. I want that car. Okay, if you're here, you have seen like a very beautiful car, dangerously beautiful, and you're like, I claim it. Or you go to any of these dashing estates, maybe in Abuja, in Lagos, and you're like, my goodness, yay, it's going to be mine. If you've ever done that before, right? Just give me 1 in the comment section. That is you looking at. That's a quest based on things, based on what your eyes can see. That is the basic level, right? Now, looking into, when it comes to wealth, looking into is a quest based on your circumstances. Quest based on your circumstances. So, I am from a poor family. My entire focus as regards to wealth is to leave poverty. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, what I need to understand is that whatever you focus on, it multiplies. So, as you desire to leave poverty, you go enter inside where? So, you see the second level, very dangerous. Like Mr. Emmanuel, how do you mean? Oh, God. Poverty is a gentleman. That guy no get issue. We're giving him issues. Let me see. I'm going to use a different pen and I'll just design everything here. Well, stay with me. Let me explain to you why how you go on your search is very, very important. Cynthia, allow me to use my pen here. Good. All right. I'm going to use red. Now watch this. This is you. All right. This is you. Can this be thicker than this? All right. So this is you. And you're like on that quest. And this is poverty here. And as regards your quest to wealth, it is based on your circumstances. All right. Do I click on something? And it's based on your circumstances, which is poverty and which is you. And your focus is even all your prayer points. There's no prayer point you don't do with poverty. So you're saying, poverty, I rebuke you. Poverty will now talk to you and say, why now? Did I do anything to you? And the more poverty talks to you, he gravitates towards you. You say, no, you suffered everybody in my family, so you will not suffer me. Say, no, 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 it's not like that. So poverty is trying to explain to you. As funny as this thing is, it is real. You say, I'm going to build my business, and I'll build my business to ensure that poverty, you are not there. Hey, poverty is still coming close to you. Before you know it, few weeks, few months later, you're now in sync with poverty, and you're trying your best to find a way to destroy poverty. But right about now, when we look at, let me use black on this. When we now look at you, there's no difference between you and poverty because you are so synced. The guy was on his own, JJ, but you started having conversations with him, started doing things that looked as if you wanted not to be with him, but within you, you desire to be with him based on your circumstances. While there is somebody on the other hand, let me see if I can erase all of this. Okay, all this erasers. Okay. While on the other hand, see, this is the reason why once a man is wealth, right? Let's take it small. Let's take it small. And there's Nkechi, right? My dear Nkechi, amazing Nkechi. How come all of this is not writing again? I still see the board. Okay, hold on, let me see. Good. There's my Nkechi. Let me give her a wig. She have, what do they call those? They are wigs. No, Brazilian hair. Yeah, Brazilian hair. And Nkechi only has conversation with wealth. And a conversation starts with, I'm scared of you. I'm scared of being a millionaire. And wealth will say, amazing guy, sharp guy, right? With his four eyes. So don't worry. By virtue of me being present, I'll provide you security, right? But what about my kids? Don't worry, there'll be enough security for them. They don't even need to school in Nigeria. They can go somewhere. But how will people look at me? Say, don't worry, there'll be enough of resources. We'll give them whatever they need. And as that conversation keeps happening, you get in sync with wealth, and every single thing that you do is wealth, based. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing that I'm explaining, although basic, it has been the limiting factor for a lot of persons. So my question to you is this: in starting that business, in starting that job, what was the basis of the premises that started it? Is it based on your circumstances of poverty? Or is it based on the circumstances of wealth creation? This is the very reason why businesses fail. Because entrepreneurs start up their businesses, or why people miss it in entrepreneurship, right? It's a context to business. Because they start that entrepreneurial journey based on how I can eat. And when you start a business based on how you can eat, there's just so far you can go. But when you start a business based on how you can impact others, that is where we begin to talk about wealth creation. Is somebody getting me? That's where we begin to talk about wealth creation. Let me do this analysis and then I'll close with all this analysis and watch this. Watch this. Two men, right? I don't know why this is not drawing. I don't know why. Let me use this and see. This one. So there's Mr. A and Mr. B, right? If you're following me, you understand the coloring. So my apologies. Mr. A gives birth to his son, right? So this is to just show you why what I'm saying is important. This is a rich man and this is a poor man, right? And these are their sons. So poor man's son, PS. Rich man's son, RS. Now, both of them are just 6 months old. 6 months old. If this man raises this child, what is the probability of this child becoming, if the rich man raises the rich son, right? What's the probability of the boy becoming rich or wealthy? It's 100%. If the poor man does with his son, the boy will become the father. But remember, right? This is a rich man, this is a poor man, rich man's son, poor man's son. What if they switch places and the poor man hands over his son to the rich man and the rich man hands over the son to the poor man? Talk to me, somebody in comment section. What will happen? What will happen? I need that feedback in the comment section. What in the world will be the outcome of that scenario? Will the rich man produce a poor son and the poor man produce a rich son? I want to know. I'm curious. I want to know. I want to know. Somebody talk to me. Because this part is so key. Why? You need to understand that the person that controls your education controls your illumination, controls your thought process. That's why you have to be careful what you read, who you listen to, who you submit your mind to. Osema said something a while back. He said there are some churches that you go into and immediately you step into that church, your mindset begins to go down. And you notice that, so the man of God thinks his church needs deliverance, but not knowing that it is by virtue of what he is giving the people, they have noticed that it is bringing them down, so they prefer not to come to church. Are we on the same page? So I know I'm taking my time. Why? Because this second part is very key. It's very key. So when we talk about the third level, I'm clearing up this entire drawing. Oh my God, not that drawing now. Not that drawing. Not that one. Say it is here. Hey. All right, so that didn't work out as planned. So I'll bring everything back here. Yeah, I should give my right up. Oh, let me see if they can take away all these things that I try to work. Okay, indeed, down. The third level is to look through. Looking through is where your quest for wealth is based on the word of God, the vision. That's what we talked about, the theoretical, right? That's what we talked about, the theoretical aspects. Revelation, and my apologies, revelational aspect having to be the word of God, and then understanding his mandate as regards to wealth creation. And you build based on that. When you build based on that, you can build a global brand that will stand the test of time. That's when you look through. That's when you look through. All right. So I want to break this down so that you get a dimension of search. There's a part of the Bible, if you've ever seen it before, where they said, ask and you shall receive. Did I get that spelling of receive? I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. Seek, right? And you shall find. Knock, and the door will be open. Open sesame, right? Door open. So let me break this down. I want to break it down so you understand. To ask means to beg, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to understand. I asked Nkechi to help me. Ngwanu, deep context, you beg her. I didn't beg her. Me beg her. Oga, to ask is to beg. Just letting you know. So when you ask, let me try and draw something. One laugh over. So this is me. I'm going to show you different contexts, right? Quest for wealth. Though. This is you asking God. And you're saying, oh God, I need a car. I'm tired of trekking, I'm tired of trekking. So you ask God for a car, right? So you beg. Now, when you beg and beg and beg and beg and beg and beg, God will now come to you and give you the car. So you ask based on what you can see. Or you didn't get me. People beg based on what they can see. That's the danger of being at this level, where you get to ask based on what you can see. That means because I'm putting on a short and a polo, you feel this guy doesn't have much to offer. I'm not putting on kaftan, I'm not putting on suit and all of that. You ask based on how you have you have defined me in your mind. There's a limitation because there's just so little you can get. And the challenge is because you don't know who the person you're asking is, when you're giving that small thing, you are excited, you are blown away. But you see, whenever you ask for a thing, the devil will come and contend you for that thing and he'll take away that thing. So you see yourself asking. Every month you're asking. Every year you're asking. Decades you're asking and you're asking, you're asking, you're asking, you're asking. So type in the comment section. Okay, that would be too much time. I was once saying I'll leave that level. All right, but type in the comment section higher dimension. All right, just say go higher. Type in the comment section, go higher. Just type in the comment section, go higher, go higher, go higher. Type in the comment section, go higher, go higher, go higher. All right, go higher. Okay, go deeper. Go deeper, daddy. My goodness. Okay, where is this? Okay. Go deeper, go higher. All right. Yes. Seek and you will find. What does it mean to seek? To seek means, oh, let me use basic example. Hmm. Let me get the definition, because once you have the definition, the dictionary, right? It just sticks. To seek. What does it mean to seek? Definition says to seek means to sought, right? To go in search of a God, right? To try to discover, to try to acquire. So on this level, you are going to search God. So you are no longer far from God. You are now close to God. And anytime you are close to a person, intimacy is created. So why does God hide things? God hide things so that it is in the glory of men to seek, to search. And when they seek, they search. Intimacy is created. And when intimacy is created, they begin to find the source of things, not just things. If somebody gets me. They begin to access. So rather than getting the Mercedes Benz, you now have the factories, you have the entire plants. Rather than having a millionaire, you have access to the entire treasury of Nigeria. Why? Because you have a relationship with this person. And when you have a relationship with somebody, the person protects you. The second level. The third level, right? The third level is where you knock. So once the relationship is there, is access granted. At the third level is access granted. So at this level, because you are so close to him, right, and access has been granted to you, he now begins to share with you his burdens. It's not a case of, my Lord, my God, I'm looking for a job. No, you have the company. But now he's giving you ideas, he's giving you visions, he's giving you revelations that we need to go to Ghana, set up something there, because there are over 10,000 people that this would help. But my interest is actually like just 1% of that group. There's something I need them to do, but I need you to penetrate that market. You say, okay, consider it done. And you begin to execute. And people that don't understand this, they will say, nah, juju they use. But it's not juju. It is simply you going to a higher dimension. Are we on the same page? Please, I hope nobody's lost. And I know I've taken a lot of time, but I am going to close. All right. I'll close with a gift. I'll close with a gift. But are we on the same page? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I am going to close. I'll close with a gift. All right, I'll close with a gift. And what I need to understand is that this this style of training is me trying something out, right? Because the mind has been used to slide, 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 slide. But now with this interaction, it's more engaging, and all these pictures and those funny, funny things that I'm drawing it will stick. Trust me, it will stick more than the slide. All right, so we're on the same page. All right, good, good. Thank you. On the same page. All right, on the same page. So the idea is the quest for wealth. So are you begging when it comes to the quest for wealth? Are you begging and you're only getting things? Are you seeking him where you get the resources? Are you trying to understand his laws, his principles, the mysteries that govern the entire process? Or are you knocking? When you understand all of this, like money loses value. That's the honest truth. Do you know why? Because it's just a matter of time. If financially it's not right at the moment, I can guarantee you it is just a matter of time. And the joy is that once it comes, it can never be taken away from you. If it's taken away from you, it comes back. You become a magnet. You become a magnet. So let me help you. All right. I'll close with my gift. I'm done, but I have a gift for those that want my gift. Like the gift blew my mind. Remember, we talked about laws. So let me share. I'm going to share with we should clear all these things now. All right. So if you want my gifts. Ta-da. So if you want my gifts, just like I do. If you don't, there's no problem. I'll carry the gift and go. If you want my gift, if you want my gift type, I do. If you're on YouTube, I heal you. All right. I dangerously heal you. Law of duality, ladies and gentlemen. There's law of duality. And this law simply says that for every morning, there's a night. For every left, there's a right. For every up, there's a down. For every in, there's an out. For every black, there's a white. It's a law of duality. That two things needs to happen for progress to take place. I'll say it again. Two things. Two things needs to happen for progress to take place. Two things. For progress to take place. Man, woman, Mr. Mrs. How we say it? Good. But let me bring it home in my gift. For progress to take place as regards to wealth creation, all right? Two things needs to happen. Number one is called business. Can we guess number two? Can we guess number two? Can we guess number two? Anybody that guesses number two, I'll recommend a book to the person. I'll recommend a book to the person. As regards wealth creation, two things need to happen. One is business. What is number two? Oh yeah, guess. What is number two now? We shy. What's number two? Two things needs to happen. Number one is business. What is the number two? It's a law of duality. All right, we have first runner-up saying customer. Okay, fascinating. Second runner-up saying investment. Okay. Third runner-up. Let's go. Why are we always shy now? What's going on here? What's going on here? See, if you are trying to think and see, okay, let somebody type, then I think if two people say the same thing, then it's the correct thing. I don't know. Okay, interesting. Well, the correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is investment. Thank you for that response, Mr. Investment. For proper wealth to be created, your left leg, hmm? left, left or right leg. Let's see, leg one, leg one. And you don't win the gift. You don't win the gift. Congratulations, man. Nice. Congratulations. Leg one, business. Leg two, investment. Ladies and gentlemen, they don't teach this part in school. Some people end up going to their grave. They don't teach. They don't. Some people. Let me state something. Perhaps you have a job. You are listening to me, right? What do you think is a job? You say a job is something I do to earn a living. What do you think is business? Business is something I do to also earn a living. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a business, you have a job. If you heard what I said, type in yes. If you have a business, you have a job. As in immediately I got that more cash flow quadrant, it choke. but I'm not going to say anything. We'll take it one step at a time, right? We'll take it one step at a time. But why am I saying this? That is cash flow governance is somebody's definition, and we bought into it. So I'm giving you a higher definition. If you have a job, you have a business. If you have a business, you have a job. Full stop. Because the goal of business is to bring in money. The goal of investment is for your money to bring in money. And I'll explain this thing so that you understand. What exactly is a job? A job is that I went to school, I have my qualifications, and I go to a corporation, listen, and I tell them that, see, I am competent enough. I begin to negotiate with them. I begin to close them down. I begin to pitch myself to them that, see, if they employ me, I will deliver this and deliver this, and they can be paying me monthly, even though in some places they can break down your payments into daily. Ladies and gentlemen, you are selling yourself. What you are entering into is business. Leave the name called job. Is somebody getting me? So why am I saying this? The gift is that whether you are someone that has a job, or whether you're somebody that has a business, now the same trouser on enter. But if you are engaging in these things and you are only using one leg, you will suffer yourself. This is the very reason why a lot of people, they are confused. Why is it that financially it's not adding up? It's because they have been working with one leg. They have been working with one leg. And by virtue of definitions of investment, they think investment is Ponzi scheme. No, sir. It's not. Listen to me. Business gives you uh, business gives you money. Investment is your money, giving you more money. But let me bring it down with a simple context and I'll bring it home. Why some people, this is you getting, I just hope you're getting a gift. Mr. A, Mr. A starts a business. And in his business, he produces an item. Please get this. I beg you, name of God. Produces an item at 100K. And he sells that item at 120K. Mr. B, please get this. One of them understands this gift, one does not. One will suffer, one will not. Produces the same item and sells this at 120K. Now, let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen, what will you call the 20K on top? Can you give me a name that you think is the right name to call the 20K on top? What do you think is a name for the 20K on top? Please, somebody talk to me. What is the name of the 20K that is on top? What do you call that 20K? Right? First answer says profit. Somebody talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Let's move fast. Let's move fast. Let's move fast now. Oh, you people are making me. Oh, okay, fine, fine. I'm saying they produce an item at 100K and they sell at 120. That 120, that 20,000 naira. What is the name of that 20,000 naira? What will you call that 20,000 naira that is coming to them? What will you call that 20K? Give me a name for that 20K. Because if you get the name of the 20K, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you are doing, your life don't change. Gain, okay. As I didn't say anything to profit, you say it's gain. All right. So thank you for the feedback, right? It's okay. But what I need to understand is that they lied to us. Ah, yeah. Let me remove my glasses. They lied to us. So they lied to us, ladies and gentlemen. It's not gain, it's not profit. When you do business, that 20K is called margin. It's called margin. You carry that margin, and a percentage of it is taken into your investments. It is investments that yield profits. Business no dey yield profits. Now investment dey yield profits. You are supposed to manage your living, right? Manage your living. with just a percentage of your margin. But you see the vacations, the lifestyle, the cars, all the rishi you are seeing is supposed to come from your profits. People don't understand this. They don't. That's why you see a man who be in business for 20 years and he's telling you he doesn't know what is happening. The economy is the problem. No, sir, the economy is not the problem. Because if you are able to sell an item and you end up having, let me use my other calculator, you end up having 20,000 naira profit every single goddamn day. Every single goddamn day. And all you simply do is take out 10,000 naira from it, for example, right? Because you are frugal and you make plenty sales in a day. So let's say this 20K, you end up having 10, 20K in a day. So you make 200K in a day and you take out 150. So 150, it goes back into your investment. 150 times 30 days, that's 4.5 million naira, times 12 months, that's 54 million naira, times 5 years. Okay, I calculated, but then that's like 2 point something billion there, right? 2 point something billion. That is person A. Person B, on the other hand, he blows every single day. He spends the money, 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 he spends the money. And because he wants to flange job fast, guess what he does? He relocates from Ikorodu and comes to Aja and stays in an estate. He stays in an estate. Listen to me. Let me show you how people swallow other people's business. It's not from their village. It's lack of understanding the dimensions to wealth creation. Perhaps it might happen to you. I don't know. But two of them started business at the same time, right? So let me just hold on to the fact that this one was able to accumulate this for, let's say, 3 years, 162 million. So 3 years in business, person B has a car, lives in an estate, the kids are overseas, is just chilling, is just chilling, is just chilling. Person A still remained in Ikorodu, is still entering bus and managing himself. 3 years later, he has 162 million naira by virtue of his investments. Guess what he will do? The next year, he will come and reduce this 120K. He'll begin to sell at 110. Now, if you go to the marketplace and you want to buy the same thing, somebody is selling at 110 and the other person is selling at 120, who would you buy from? Who would you buy from? What I need to understand is that person A now is at a level where he's not eating off his what is coming from the business. His investment is taking care of him. So he can decide to begin to play with his business. But person B cannot dare play with his business. Person B is thinking, how can we increase it to 130, which he now does? And immediately he makes that decision, he begins to lose in the marketplace. Because when people come to the marketplace, they're like, but why is he selling at 110? You are selling at 130. Say, ah, Ogami, I don't even know how that guy take to survive do business. Now, juju in the do. Say, ah, but now the same business now they do now. Say, yeah, I can't seem to fathom whatever that guy is doing. And guess what? Little by little, they'll stop buying from you because you are now expensive, even though you're selling the same thing that person A is selling. And people begin to gravitate towards person A because you can no longer afford to pay for your car, you can no longer take care of your children that are outside, you can no longer pay for the estate they are living in. So you're because whenever you rise to a level that you have not prepared for that level, your responsibility and everything will move to catch up with you. And if you're not prepared, to pull you down crazily. It will pull you down. So it begins to pull Mr. B down. All of a sudden, Mr. B can no longer even afford his rent. His place is now occupied. Mr. A will now pay for the rent, occupy the entire space, and now he's out of business. Dan, da, da, dan, da, da, dan, da, da, dan, da, da, dan. So there is no business. Bam. He's terminated. And guess what Mr. A will do? He will bounce back to the marketplace, increase his prices to 150. That's business for you. Increase his price to 150. Zero competition. Game over. Checkmate. Checkmate. He's wicked. He's from my father's house. They're pushing you. Nobody they pushing you. Nobody. Your village people want you to even succeed. Because if you succeed, they will also succeed. They will have, a juicy person to feed off. Oh God. But I hope you get this. So whether you have a job, the right way for you to work properly with ease. I start with a lady, and she's a personnel Air Force, and we got talking. She has like approximately 8 years to retire, and she doesn't know this thing. She doesn't know this thing. So she heard about it a while back, but she just ignored it. Imagine how many people don't know about this, and they are living life. Do you think that Mr. A is bothered about if Tinubu will rule us till 2069? It's not his goddamn business. But you see, Mr. B, the economy is his heart. As the economy is shaking, his heart is shaking. His heart is shaking. So we're just going to end here. I believe that we all learned something, right? I believe we all learned something. So, rich men, as always, when you beg, you get the list of what is available. Rich men negotiate, middle class bargain. Poor people beg, so we not beg. All right. And how do we avoid that? The quest for wealth starts with your quest for knowledge. And it is, let me go back to the Bible, right? It is the glory of God to hide a thing so that when we come searching, intimacy is created. And he knows that only kings search, only queens search. So if you're somebody that you're not reading, you're not, at least read Quran, read Bible. You understand? Just don't keep the mind idle, because if the mind is idle, the mind does not have images to form thought process, to handle conversation. There are some people that you're supposed to be speaking to them. You know, you're supposed to be having conversations with these people, audacious conversations, but there's nothing to say because there's nothing here to form it. So they might ask you certain questions. You're like, I don't know, but come on, saying I don't know is also a crime in a time and age where you can even ask ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT, can you make it in such a way that if I go to church or if I meet a friend, I sound smart? What do you think I should talk about? ChatGPT will blow your mind. All right. But then thank you very much, everybody, for your time. I know we extended the time. We actually did a whole lot. I sincerely apologize, but I just wanted us to know that we're done with this.